guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am here with a fellow Milso.
Hi guys.
And I'm going to ask her some questions about deployment, military life, and PCSing. And so we're going to get started on that. You may recognize her from her debut on our Carol channel, so be sure to check that out. So the first question is, what branch of military are you in, and how long have you been a military wife?
Yes, so we are in the Army. We've been in 19 years now. My husband started off as a reserve for 10 years, and then we married and went active duty, and now we're 9 years.
Wow, so it's 19 years total?
Yep, right about.
Oh, wow, guys, that's a lot. So did you get married before or after the military?
We got married when he was already in the military. He was in the reserve, and as soon as we got married, we went active duty. So.
Okay. So were you nervous to enter into a military relationship? Why or why not?
I was a little bit nervous as a reserve just for the deployments. Once we become active duty, it was a whole nother level. I was kind of nervous about PCSing and moving outside of my area. So yeah.
Yeah. So what did you think about initially going into the military life? Like whenever, because he was in the military when you got married, right?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what did you think about moving into a military relationship during that time?
I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect, what our life changes were going to be like, if I was going to even like the military, and how we were going to do that together, you know, raising a family. So, yeah. Nerve-wracking.
Nerve-wracking?
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So tell me about your first PCS.
My first PCS was to Joint Base Lewis McChord in Tacoma, Washington.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're back in Washington. It was initially here.
So that was your very first one?
Our very first one. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was excited and nervous at the same time. Excited because we were going to travel and see more places. But, again, I'd never been anywhere else besides Texas. And, you know, I was just so used to being in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
That, yeah, it was nerve-wracking to me. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So how many times have you moved since then, and what do you think the difference is between your first move and your most recent move?
Okay, so we've moved 3 times since our first initial PCS.
So since Tacoma,
Mm-hmm.
you've moved 3 times?
Yes, we've moved to South Carolina,
okay.
Fort Jackson, and then back to Texas to Fort Hood,
mm-hmm.
and then back to Washington to now Everett.
To now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what do you think the difference is between your first and your most recent here, which I guess is both in Washington? So
Yeah, that's so funny, right? Yeah. I guess the biggest thing that I've either learned or that is different now is that I'm more social. I tend to try and really make myself go out there and do more things and see the area and meet more people, because my first PCS, I was really enclosed, and you're in the Puget Sound area, Seattle area, it's very rainy and cloudy and gloomy, so
mm-hmm.
I tend at that time to be more in my little bubble because I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
Plus, we had a huge event happen that PCS, and yeah, it was crazy at that time. But now I've learned that the more you get out there, it's easier.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. Oh, this is a question that differs, I think, between all military branches, I guess, because we've had this conversation, and it's different for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, did the military pay for your move?
Yes.
Okay.
The military always pays for our moves, every PCS. So every time we are restationed somewhere else, they'll pay for our move expense. As long as you're moving for 6 months and over, they'll pay for it. So if you're going to go to a training
mm-hmm.
and it's going to be more than 6 months, then they'll pay for your move. If it's under 6 months, they won't pay for your move. So if, like, say your husband has to go for, I don't know, captain training or just any type of training for their MOS, they mm-hmm. won't pay for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And
unless it's 6 months or over.
Okay. And do you know if this is through all Army, or is it based on your husband's job? Or mm-hmm. is it based on his job?
No.
This
is all Army.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So for me, Navy, we only get one move our entire, I guess it's our entire, I don't know if it's entire, but with the 6 years that Connor has been in, we've only been able to get one move. So with that, it's a little bit different with the Army and the Navy. I don't know if it's based on my husband's job or if it's all Navy, but I'm really jealous of her. So.
Yeah, because those moves, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
they get expensive and they're so hard, like packing and all that when you're trying to get everything in order. So I'm blessed that way.
Yeah, we're not. Okay, so what is your favorite location / base so far?
I would have to say Tacoma. Okay. I love Tacoma because I really do love the state of Washington. A lot of people don't, but I really do love the state of Washington because it's beautiful. It's mountain range, everything. It's just beautiful. There's so many things you can do. Yeah. Plus, we had a base there. Here, we don't have a base, an Army post, so it's a little harder for us to get resources and benefits like that. But so I would say Joint Base Lewis-McChord, beautiful base. It's a very beautiful base, very family oriented. There's so many things to do. So.
And is that just Army down there?
They're actually a joint base. Okay, so from what I understand, most bases are trying to become joint bases. Mm-hmm. So, all the Army, Navy, if they're located there, then they'll be there. Mm-hmm. So we have everything there in JBLM. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And then how many deployments have you experienced so far?
My husband's been deployed 3 times. As a family, we've experienced 2 deployments.
Okay, so since y'all been married?
2.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How do you think the first and second deployment differed from each other as far as your experience as a wife?
The first deployment was hard. It was very hard. It was a very learning experience for me. When we were at our first duty station in Joint Base Lewis-McChord, we checked in, and about 3-4 weeks later, they told him he was being deployed. Mm-hmm. So we literally got to the base, and he deployed right after. So it was really hard for me to, understand why the Army would do that. Yeah. So, so the first deployment was really hard on me. I'd never been away from my husband, and then we were away from each other for a year, so I took a lot of that toll on just me, and it was not, something that I was used to. Yeah. But now, I think I've become more organized. I know a lot more now with the experience, what to do, what not to do. So I think it's just learning the kind of those growing pains that have taught me a lot. So it's a lot different in the sense where I have more experience, and I know that things are going to be okay, and that he's going to come home. Yeah. And that I can get through the deployment. Yeah. So yeah.
And what advice would you give my viewers as far as handling deployments, handling distance, handling any kind of separation between you and your significant other?
I think I would say to first understand that this is not permanent, that you're going to get through this and it's going to be hard, but try and get yourself out there, try and meet new people. Even if it's the worst day ever, just kind of get out there, meet new people, and rely on other people. Sometimes as military spouses, we don't want to rely on anybody because we're so used to just taking that burden. Mm-hmm. And we need to know that there are people out there that want to help, that are willing to help, and just kind of just allowing people just to embrace you as well. Yeah. Because I know as a wife, I'm trying to I'll do this and I'll do that, and I don't need help, but you really do need that help, and accepting that help will take a really load off your shoulder.
So I know we talked about deployment and separation, and that you're a stay-at-home mom, and I know that there are other stay-at-home moms out there that would love to connect. So tell me about your experience as far as being that stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, so I've had a really positive experience being in the Army and staying at home. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of other wives who stay at home as well, just for the fact that it's really hard to work and have a family moving so much. Yeah. So my husband and I just made that decision together that I would stay home with the kids, and we also homeschool them as well. So yeah, it's been positive for me. I haven't had any negative experiences with staying home, other than the fact that sometimes your kids drive you insane. But other than that, yeah, it's been great. I really love being with my kids and being able to have the opportunity to stay with them and homeschool them as well.
Okay. And what do you think my viewers should know, the stay-at-home viewers should know about being a stay-at-home mom? What is the most important thing that a stay-at-home mom needs to do to keep her sanity, I guess?
I think the most important thing to know is that we are not perfect. So, we're going to have hard days, and some days are going to be easier or harder than others, and that's okay. It's sometimes like I said before, we tend not to accept help, and we tend to put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And that's just natural as a mother. You want to do that. You want to be the best mother. You want to be the best wife, the best teacher, the best everything, right? That's just in our nature. But yeah, just I guess the biggest point is just to know that not everything is going to be perfect. We don't live a perfect life, so we can't expect for our life to be perfect. There are going to be days where it's going to be hard, or we're going to fail. We're definitely going to fail, and that's okay, So, yeah, it's just taking it one day at a time, pretty much.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, those are all of my questions.
Okay.
And so I'm so grateful that we were able to talk about
I made
this
it.
and have questions and answers. And I hope these helped you guys a little bit as far as just getting the experience and knowledge from an older military spouse. So that is the end of our video, and be sure to check out her awesome picture on our Instagram page, and be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment anything down below that your heart desires, and I will see you guys in my next video.
Bye, guys. And just, wait, do it again.
No.
We'll have to. Okay, hold on.
I'm ready.